Welcome to Mirrorsphere again. This is your host, Daniel. Thank you for being here. This is episode 3 of Space Force on Netflix. Alright, this episode is where the main character, the general, and his head scientist go to Washington. Pretty much they have to explain their budget and why they should get increase to their budget. So it starts off with, it starts out pretty funny. It has a head scientist, he's pretty pissed at some of his research that he wanted to do is not being allowed. So he goes up to his office to talk to the general, and he can't because a guard's there. And he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "You know who I am." He's like, "You need an ID to get through here." And he's like, "I didn't need an ID to get on base. Why would I need an ID to get into the general's office? You know I'm the head. You know who I am." And his general secretary is sitting there, and he's like, "Tell him who I am so I can get in." And he's like, "Oh, this is, head scientist, blah, blah, blah." And the guard goes, "Well, you still need an ID to get in." He's like, "Ugh, my ID's in my lab." So he has to walk all the way back to his lab, which is like another building, get his ID. They're getting a couple jokes. And he comes back, finally gets all the way back to the office. He hands him he has the ID strapped to his ass. So he has to turn around and show the dude his ass, which is pretty funny. The guy's like, "Okay, but you still can't go in because he's in the meeting with his fucking, with the Twitter fucker, because he's still around for some reason. And he's trying to suggest how he should reply and stuff to the Congress people. And they make fun of oh my god. Oh, I can't wait to... Okay, let's keep going. He's telling them, "No, I'm not going to say that. No one's going to stand with me. Tell me they hate me," and all this bullshit. And finally they leave. He gets done. Guy finally he leaves. The scientist, he meets the scientist outside his office. Scientist's like, "What the hell? Why can't we do this and this?" He's like, "Oh, it's no problem." They start walking. He's headed for, he's getting to his helicopter, and his daughter runs up. She's been suspended for flipping the teacher off, and so he decides to change plans. Instead of having his, if pilot him there, he'll fly himself with the doctor and his Twitter dude, which is Jesus Christ. So the helicopter pilot's kind of pissed off that she's going to have to babysit his daughter all day instead of flying a helicopter that she's been trained to do. So part of the show, you follow, his pilot and the daughter as they kind of, first she's all like, nah, she's salty because she was from a big city, DC. Now she's in, fucking Colorado. Everybody likes bikes and hunting and, wears plaid or whatever, and jeans. And she hates it because she thinks we're all, all these people are, country bumpkins and not smart enough to be, city dwellers. I'm a country bumpkin, so fuck that. This is the best place to live. Anyways, they get, the whole thing, she's working out, and some guys make fun of her. So the pilot makes them run like the entire base. And then they go get some ice cream and something. And then you go back to the general and the scientist and his Twitter dude just got to Washington. It was funny, on the helicopter, Twitter dude's freaking scared because he hates flying. So Joe's like, "Oops." He's like, "Oops, what the fuck?" He's like, "Yeah." The scientist is like kind of smirking because he knows that he's fucking with him. They get there, they get to DC, and they're meeting the Congress people. And like one of the Congress people like hugs him, and he's like, "Okay, hi." And he's like, "You need a hug. Hugging gives you cash for space," or some fucking line. So he goes up and hugs like one of the older ladies. She's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Greeting you." She's like, "We don't have that kind of relationship." He's like, "Right." And he looks at his Twitter guy, and he's like, "I didn't say to hug the ladies." He's like, "Just shut up. You stay on your phone. That's all you're good at. Stay on your phone. Don't talk." He meets a couple others, and then they go into the meeting. And there's a whole section where he's meeting with the other heads of all the different branches. You know, the Marine guy's like, hey, man, you need to send us anywhere? Like, you know, hit us up. You know, we'll fuck some shit up. Which is funny because that's exactly how I see a Marine acting. The Army guy is kind of an idiot. The Coast Guard guy gets to yell at, as soon as he walks in the door, he starts throwing stuff at him, telling him to get out because he's too stupid or something. You know, it's just a whole joke about, you know, between the branches not liking each other. Army is a female. And the Air Force dude's making comments about, you know, panties and pussies or something. And he calls himself a tampon, is what he calls himself. And he says, don't worry, we're going to absorb you, Space Force, back into the Air Force where you belong like a tampon. Dude's like, that's gross, man. He's like, it's the most manly thing ever. You know, it stays inside a fucking vagina for all day. And he's like, okay. And he makes a comment to lady, like, maybe 5 hours at most. She knows what I'm talking about. She's like, if you, what'd she say? If you assume my gender again, I'll fuck you in the ass. And he's like, okay. I'm just like, oh my God, fucking gender shit. There are work parts in this, but they also kind of do it comedic, like they're kind of mocking it. So it's not too bad. So they go inside the actual meeting with the Congress people, and they have to defend their budget. And one of the guys is like, I'm okay with, you know, this old ass fucking dude, like old ass dude. I get it, it's making fun of him, okay? He's like, you know, I'm fine with this budget. I want to know that we have satellites up in space that can just fucking rain hellfire upon our enemies for this God great flat Earth. He's like, what? The congressman really claims that the Earth is flat. I would not be suspected if there are people in Congress in Washington who are this fucking dumb. This is why I hate politicians, okay? I hate all politicians. I think all politicians are dirty, shitty fucking people. They get way too much money to sit on their ass and get nothing accomplished. So, yeah, so they're trying to make him defend all this different spending. He's having trouble with certain things. One of the younger congressmen, I guess, is supposed to represent fucking what's her name from New York, the fucking stupid bitch. And this woman's a lot smarter though. She's like, I want to know how much this orange costs. He's like $1, $1.50, maybe in the military. She's like, yeah, it cost you $10,000 to send one of these oranges into space last month. Why is that? And they had this whole, like, try to make, you know, he's like, well, you know, we allow our astronauts to every once in a while they can bring up a pound of actual non-dehydrated food. You know, they send up, you know, just regular food for them so they're not eating, you know, fucking paste all the time. And she goes, well, my constituents who are on food stamps won't like that. Well, he makes actually a pretty good fucking argument against this. I actually like the way he said this because it's actually pretty respectful. He said, you know, a lot of these people were spending up into space. They're risking their lives. They're fighting for almost no money whatsoever. Some of these, you know, military guys who are up there aren't getting paid much. So they're not doing it for money. They're doing it because they love this country. Then he makes a whole speech about protecting the Earth and, you know, green this, green that. You know, fucking whatever. He says, every once in a while, those pilots need to know what they're fighting for. So, what better way than to eat something that's naturally grown on Earth? Like an orange. And it was actually pretty good. You know, I don't like this whole fucking environmental crap. I'm not an environmentalist at all. The world's gonna be fine. The world will be here long after we're all dead. That's what I feel. If there's gonna be any problems, humanity will be the first to go. The world will be fine. It's fine before the dinosaurs died. It'll be fine way after we're fucking gone. So they did, you know, this big, you know, little. It was pretty funny. Some of the stuff they hit back and forth. There's a lot more serious telling though. The Air Force guy was trying to convince the scientists to join him to help get him gone so that the Air Force could absorb the Space Force again. But the scientist defends him, and they end up working together, and pretty much they passed, and then they're like, okay, thank you, coming, you may go. And the Air Force guy's like getting up. He's like, no, you sit back down. We want to talk to you about why you spent like $100,000 to replace all the seating in these one fighter jets with ostrich leather. And he's like, ostriches are female, like our beautiful Earth. It's like, fuck. The fuck is ostrich leather? Oh, this ridiculous shit they keep coming up with. So it's not too bad. Sorry, the lighting in here is kind of crap. I'm not focusing right. All right, there we go. But yeah, it wasn't a bad episode. The second one was way better than this one. If I was gonna rate this one, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It was kind of funny. It had some funny moments, but it had a lot of kind of a wokey kind of undertone, which I don't really care for. But it still did it in like a comedic way. So yeah. But that's all I have for today. It's just episode 3. Tomorrow I'll do episode 4. And if you haven't seen 1 and 2, go check those out. Those are way better than this one. 3 is kind of meh. 1 and 2. 2 was great. 1 was pretty good. So go check it out. It's actually a pretty funny show. I suggest you watch it, even if you think it is mocking Trump all the time. It doesn't really mock Trump that much. It mocks like everything, which is great. So I'll see you all later. I hope you sub, like, and share. I hope you you think that I've earned your right to sub. I'm trying to hit 50 by the end of the month. I'm at right now 33, I believe. And if I can get more than 50, it'd be great. But if I can't, well, I'll keep pushing for it. I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere. So I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you all later.